Hi, my name is Oscar, the chief designer of Oscar's Designs. So basically, we're a new company that started off in 2018 because we saw the need for three major things that are affecting small to medium enterprises here in Namibia. First thing we notice is that most of you guys, you don't have good social media presence or what we call online presence. In this day and age, everything is going to become digital. In the next 2 years, everything is going to be social media, everything is going to be website. Other countries have already caught up with the trend, and it seems like Namibia is the one that's still trailing behind. But in a few moments, this is what's going to take over. And the reason why I'm saying this is because social media advertising is actually the cheapest, and you'd be an idiot not to capitalize on it. However, in order to capitalize on your social media presence, this is what I'm going to tell you, and I have to be brutally honest. You have to have a very attractive brand image. And in most cases, if you do not look attractive enough or professional enough, your first impressions are going to count against you, and no one is going to buy your product or service. Regardless how good your intentions are, regardless how amazing your price is, regardless how amazing your product is. This is just how it works. So unfortunately, if your branding is not on point, or if you miss it on your first impressions and you don't look good enough, you're gonna miss out on a lot of potential clients, which in turn will result in you losing a lot of money on an annual basis. The third thing is that we realize that most graphic design companies, especially here in Namibia, if you're looking at the ones that are really good, they're going to charge you astronomical prices. And we know for a fact that as a small to medium enterprise, you don't have the budget of 100,000, 150,000 to be able to come up with a good branding strategy, to have an amazing logo, to have an amazing website, to have an amazing professional looking profile that you can actually use and let potential clients know about you. Secondly, in most cases, for those who have tried the cheaper options, we all know, and I've personally been there, and this is what actually made me want to become a graphic designer, because I know what it's like once upon a time when I didn't have the skill set of graphic designing, when I didn't know how to make websites, how at one point I wanted a design done and I ended up paying someone who claimed they could do it for a cheap price, and after paying the person money, I only got the logo that I asked for after almost a month, where I had to literally beg and chase after that person and make threats and end up in weird altercations for something that I had paid for, which was really crap and painful. The other thing was when I needed a website for a client based on recommendation, and I asked someone to do a website for me at a cheap price, and the same thing ended up happening. The person doing the website took their sweet time. It took almost 2 months for that website to come into fruition, and by the time that website came out, it looked like something from the 90s, where I had literally wasted $4,000. And in going back and forth, for some reason, when I tried to get that person to refix the website and do something about it, all of a sudden the number is not reachable, all of a sudden you can't get hold of that person, and it just became sort of like a nightmare over something that I had paid for. So we understand the both extremes, where on one point, if you're to work with the really professional people that are going to give you the good quality service that you want, they're going to charge you astronomical prices. And on the other extreme is that when you try to work with cheaper people thinking you're going to cut costs, you're actually gonna end up with much more headaches and sub-quality products, where it would have actually been better off that you even didn't pay them or didn't engage with them in the first place. Now, the other thing that I wanted to add on to is the time factor. Now, usually whenever you're getting on a branding or advertising budget, you're dealing with big money. And one of the things that is frustrating or that you're risking is the fact that will I actually get my branding done in time? And because we became so good at branding and at creating websites, we promise you to actually do your whole branding from start to finish in less than 10 days. Now, how far